Closed captioning is brought to you by Bodog. Be a player.
Well, the skies have opened up again here in Port McNeill for the Lumberjack competition. We're getting down to the short strokes right now. Still trying to track down Dave McLoud, who's leading the way in this competition. He's trying to be tracked down by Brad DeLosa, Mitch Hewitt, and Nick Russell. A couple of guys in this first heat. Brad DeLosa taking on Brad Laviolette, and only one of these Brads has done this before.
That's right. You see that? New South Wales, Australia is where Brad DeLosa calls home. They don't do a whole lot of West Coast logging down there, so great to see him up here. He's a real competitor, and he's giving it in this event.
Well, they got to go through an obstacle course here with the choker cable. That thing's about 80 pounds in weight. This ain't no pick trip to Hollywood.
That's right. Dragging it all around the course, throwing it under the log here. All kinds of obstacles. And I think the hardest thing in this event would be to keep straight where you have to run all the time.
Well, that's right. You got to follow the right course as well. Now he's going to go for the boom chain. He's got to go over the other 2 foot diameter bunk log. Both guys over the bunk log at the same time. They grab the boom chain, and they got to set it on the obstacle pole.
That's right. All kinds of stuff. You see the rain just pouring down here. The guys have to hang on to that. Oh, there's the time, 33.1 seconds by Brad.
And DeLosa finishes second in this heat, but you know it's a struggle all the way. You're dead tired. You've carried the 80-pound choker cable. Then you got to go over a couple of bunk logs and grab the boom chain and set it on the obstacle pole. You're right. It is complicated to follow the whole thing. It's a real job in getting the whole thing done in 33 seconds or less, that's for sure. It's going to take less than 33 seconds to win this thing now.
That's right. And actually, we've got some real fast guys coming up here. Dave McLoud in this heat and Mitch Hewitt, both fast on the feet. Actually, Dave McLoud really good on his feet. Got a lot of dexterity. He can run courses. Well, I expect Dave McLoud to really pull this one out as well.
Well, Mitch Hewitt is now a Canadian, but he's from Australia. He didn't grow up doing the choker race as well. Dave McLoud, he's a good athlete all around. He's a logger in the bush as well. He's got to go around the 2 springboard poles.
Oh, did you see him take that? He took a double take at that springboard pole there, and I'm not sure whether he was supposed to go around that or not.
He was supposed to go around the 3rd springboard pole. He only circled 2 of them. That's why I call it that way. He's got his choker cable set as well, but I think he's going to take a DQ. He's hustling away, and he's leading this thing well ahead of Mitch Hewitt, but Dave McLeod's going to be in trouble here.
Well, he's still giving it. I'm not sure that he knows for sure. He's bobbling a little bit there with that with his choker as well, trying to get that fastened, but he's done now. 34 seconds, not a bad time.
Well, we're going to see it. Ed Braun's having a word with him right there. He did not circle the 3rd pole. He takes pole number 2. He was supposed to go around the 3rd springboard pole, and he's unaware of it as well. Didn't pay attention to the instructions at the beginning of the day.
That's a tough loss for Dave McLeod. Obviously, he's really strong in these events. He is way out in front now. This would have really secured his first-place finish for him, but too bad on that.
Well, we got a couple of Lumberjacks in the audience as well. The guy needs a shave there, or is it just a face cloth to wipe his face off? I'm not sure. But the rain is pouring down. The audience is hanging in there, that's for sure. Terry Bassel's coming up next, and he's been having a hard time in his competition with his sawing and his chopping. We'll see how he does in the choker race, taking on Angus Brown, the self-proclaimed athlete with the muscles.
That's right, and of course Angus Brown, he's a logger. He should be really good at this event. He does this every day, actually. You don't mind an event like this when it's raining hard, because you're running hard. You're not even paying attention to the rain when it's coming down, when you're running something like an obstacle course or a boom race. So really, this is the event you want to be doing, not something like a chop when it's raining this hard.
Well, Angus has got to go on the other side of the bunk log to set his cable underneath there. They dig a hole there. Terry Bassel's got his choker cable set over the bunk log, the 2 foot diameter bunk log, to get his boom chain.
No problem at all for Terry to get over that. He's a tall man, so he jumps over that boom log pretty easily.
That last shot looked like Angus Brown was digging for squirrels underneath the choker bunk log as well. Terry Bassel struggling with the boom chain. He's got some jingle bells there. He's having a hard time setting it as well. End of the obstacle pole log with a 43.77 for Terry Bassel. That's not going to get him in the money.
No, those chains are really heavy as well. Like, these guys are carrying a lot of weight. The whole event, of course, taking almost half to 3/4 of a minute. So they're lugging a lot of weight. Here's Terry, of course, he's got a fish underneath there. These bunk logs are so large, they can't even get the cable underneath. So lots of grinding, lots of graveling, rolling the dirt here. Good effort by these athletes.
Well, still the time to beat is Brad Laviolette, who set a 33.17 in the very first heat. This is our last heat. Nick Russell, the host of this competition, put all the work into this competition, set up the obstacle pole race, or the choker race, I should say, taking on Eddie Braun, who won the obstacle pole race last week.
You see the focus in Nick Russell's face. I've never seen him that focused on an event, and he's really given. Of course, up against Eddie Braun, we saw Eddie in the obstacle pole buck real fast and an aggressive competitor. Look at Nick going at this.
Eddie Braun circled the axe targets. He circled a bunch of springboard pulls, circled the axe targets. Now he's going the wrong side of the bunk log. Eddie Braun's going to take a DQ for this, that's for sure. And Nick Russell, he's well on his way to possibly winning this thing. He's got to try and beat the 33.17. He's going to be close.
Albert County, New Brunswick, and here he is, transplanted to the West Coast, doing well. Takes a tumble there, but 31.6 seconds, that's a great time.
And Nick Russell, the guy who set up the course, actually wins it as well. Okay, now before this day started, I asked you if you had something challenging in the choker race. You said, I got something challenging or not, but apparently it was not challenging for you.
We made a slight change for safety reasons, but yeah, I ran it good. I had a good set and fumbled with the boom chain a little bit, but I like jumping over logs. I have to run after. Bears chase me in the bush, so I got to run fast.
Now, what is the final chain that you set there? What do you call it? The final, what's that chain called?
It's a boom chain. They use it out in the booming grounds and to keep all the logs together. So when they take down their 300-foot barge of logs, that's what's holding them together.
Well, Nick Russell and Mike DeRoche and Roger Briscoe put this show together. I told Nick at the beginning of the day, let's have a real challenging choker race. I think Nick is happy about that one. He won with a 31.60.
And our crown pivotal point is focused on Dave McLoud, originally from Myra River, Cape Breton Island, a good school buddy of mine back in the UMB days. Works with a chainsaw every day right now, and of course showing his prowess with it at this show, taking a first place finish in the stock saw event and also another 100 points in the Grand Prairie Actually Cut. He took a DQ in the choker race, but he's still on top of the leaderboard with those two finishes.
And we're going to have a great time next week. We have only 100 points separating the top four guys with our two island boys, Dave and Nick, leading the way. Come back again next week. We're going to be featuring the hot saw and the axe throw on Lumberjacks.
Lumberjacks is sponsored by Echo, professional quality, ask any pro. Crown, protect, maintain, save. Bodog, be a player. Red Pine Wilderness Lodge, simply unreal fishing.